Sterling, thank you. In tonight's Utah's Missing, 54-year-old Salvador Conejo Pedraza, last seen on June 20th in West Wendover. According to police, Salvador was last seen by his family on Friday the 20th around 7 p.m. leaving his home. He did not show up to work over the weekend, which is highly unusual. Salvador left his wallet at his house and hasn't contacted anyone since. I spoke with the Tooele County Sheriff's Office, who located Pedraza's vehicle, a white 90s Isuzu Rodeo, in a remote area and have been searching for him ever since.
The next day, Sunday afternoon on the 22nd, his vehicle was located in a remote area of Tooele County, commonly referred to as Leppy Pass. For people that don't know, Leppy Pass is outside of Wendover, just a couple of miles and to the north of the city. So that's where his vehicle was located, actually by family members. We had officers and deputies respond, and we collected that vehicle as evidence. We started our searches then, trying to locate Salvador, and unfortunately we weren't able to locate him that first night on Sunday. We went back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, pretty much all of last week. We had a detective or our search and rescue team out there. We've been utilizing every resource we have: drones, tracking dogs, our search and rescue team. Those are our big ones out there to try and locate Salvador. Obviously, with it being a pretty remote area, there's not water and stuff like that. So unless he had those items with him, it's definitely something that we're taking very seriously.
Was there anything outside of the vehicle located during those searches? Any clothing, any tracks, anything that would say he left the vehicle, or were there other tire tracks from another vehicle? Anything out there that you saw that said, okay, now we can connect a little bit here, perhaps?
Yeah, the only thing that was interesting, and his family helped confirm this, was that there was a brush guard on the vehicle that had been damaged, as well as some stains found inside the vehicle that appeared to be droplets of blood. We've taken samples and they are being tested currently. We're hopeful that that'll give us some more information on what may have happened.
When you are processing a search or a scene in a very remote area, what challenges does that pose?
Well, one of the challenges is just space, right? If you're doing a search in a parking lot for something, you've got kind of that confined area. The problem with these remote areas is there's miles and miles of roads. And this area is pretty commonly traveled by off-road enthusiasts, people that like to get out and ride their UTVs or ATVs, and as well as it's in close proximity to the Bonneville Salt Flats. So the road itself does get a lot of traffic, and that can lead to some challenges as well, because, if we're trying to find vehicle tracks, we're going to find multiple because of how often people frequent the area.
I noticed you mentioned that his wallet was left at home. How about a cell phone or anything that would lend that technological sort of element of it, maybe a tracking?
Yeah, so we were able to obtain some of his cell phone records. Those cell phone records don't give us a very big timeline. It appears that the phone was either damaged, turned off, or the battery died, even prior to his vehicle being located. If you happen to be in the Wendover or Bonneville Salt Flat area that weekend, we're just asking people to really think back and see if maybe they did see that car. We know that his vehicle entered and exited the area multiple times between Friday and Sunday, as well as it was observed on a highway as well. So we're just trying to piece together the timeline, figure out where he may have been going, what he may have been doing, and ultimately our goal is to find him. We want ultimately the best result would be we get to return him to his family. If people do remember seeing a vehicle similar to his, or they were in the area of Wendover, Bonneville, Salt Flats, if you think of anything that could help us, please give Detective Keys with the Tooele County Sheriff's Office a call at 435-277-4263.
So as you heard, the timeline on Pedraza's whereabouts is a little scattered, but thanks to some of that surveillance video and license plate readers, we know that Pedraza was in the area near the Salt Flats on Friday evening, the 20th, and a little bit on the 21st. However, deputies also confirmed and shared this photo of the Isuzu Rodeo belonging to Pedraza near the Echo port of entry on Saturday, June 21st. That is pushing towards the Wyoming-Utah border, nearly 200 miles away from the Utah-Nevada border. Again, his vehicle was located in the Leppy Pass area, which is north of West Wendover, on Sunday, June 22nd. If you had any information on Pedraza's whereabouts, or if you've seen this vehicle, contact the Tooele County Sheriff's Office. While the search for Kylie Arellano continues, it's now been 34 days since she was last seen walking towards Logan Canyon with a suitcase in tow. A tip led police to believe the 15-year-old was in downtown Salt Lake City late last week. Her mother, Stephanie, with the assistance of Road Warriors for the Missing, a network of nationwide volunteers who work to rescue those who are missing, spearheaded a search for her on Sunday in the downtown area near Liberty Park. However, after being shown surveillance footage correlated with the tip, Stephanie confirmed the person seen was not her daughter. This means the search for Kylie is somewhat back to square one. Her mother told me today she's in the process of adding her daughter to the horribly long list of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC. Reminder to keep an eye out. Kylie wears a lot of dark clothing, is known to color her hair. Again, this has been more than 30 days now for a 15-year-old. According to the Rich County Sheriff's Office, Kylie is 5'6", weighs about 115 pounds. Last time she was seen, she had chin-length brown hair, black braces, and tattoos. And anyone with information on Kylie's whereabouts should call the Rich County Sheriff's Office, 435-793-2285, referencing the case number that you see on your screen, 25R308. And finally, an update on the search for two Idaho teenagers with ties to the FLDS sect. 10 days ago, Elizabeth Roundy reported that two of her children, Rochelle and Alan Fisher, were missing, fearing they may have been taken to Rejoice, the FLDS church. Her concerns come from statements made by FLDS leader Warren Jeffs, who's been sending controlling messages to his congregation from prison. The family left the FLDS church, that would be FLDS, fundamentalist, back in 2020, but in 2023, the children's sister, Alintra, was reported as missing. Now the Uvalde Foundation for Kids has spearheaded efforts to find the missing children by beginning searches in multiple states, Idaho, Utah, Colorado, even South Dakota. And today, the foundation announced that it's offering a cash reward, $5,000, in exchange for the safe return of the two teenagers. We're expecting to hear from that foundation tomorrow. If you have any information on the siblings, you can contact the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. As always, for continued coverage on Utah's missing cases, make sure to join us Wednesdays, 7 p.m. right here on Arc Salt Lake. And like always, you can reach out to me on social media. Many of you have taken advantage of this, and I appreciate it because it allows us to share more information, more photos, spread the word if you have any cases you want us to look into.